Listen to this. A bank rate study indicated that 58% of baby boomers claimed ignorance about how much money they needed for retirement. This goes back to kind of what we were talking about in the last segment. How do you know? You know, there's three big questions I think that are the unknowns that people need answering with a financial plan. It's when should you retire? How will you spend your time? And will you have enough money? This is the most fearful thing about retirement is how do you know that you won't run out of money before you run out of time?
The golden silence that you hear in our meeting rooms is when we say, so how much income are you going to need in retirement? And the husband and wife look at each other and they look back at us and they go, I don't know.
I never thought about that.
I hadn't really thought about that.
Yeah.
And so we go through a process to help you understand. It's just a way of actually sitting down, and it's not like a budget where you have to line item every expenditure or anything of that nature. But if you take a look at, how much money comes into your checking account, how much goes out, you can kind of get a general idea of what your expenditures are.
So I like that you mentioned base it on how much goes in and out of your checking account instead of how much do you make each year, because a lot of people will start off with let's just use a household and say that they, between the two of them, make $100,000. Well, they might be contributing between the two of them $20,000 to their retirement income, to their 401k for their retirement in the future. So that means they're not really living off of $100,000. They're living off of 80, and that doesn't even count any other things that they might be, doing similarly that might change in retirement. One of the things to consider, guys, is the expenses that will change for you, like your health insurance. People talk about, it's going to cost me however many hundreds per month compared to in the past when you had, your employer probably paying a pretty good percentage of that. That's a change. You might have life insurance premiums that you're paying, and if they are through work and you need to maintain that coverage, it's going to be more than what you're getting through the group plan. But if you are in a situation where you don't need that coverage anymore, then that's actually an expense that you can drop at that point. So there are some expenses that are going to go up a little bit, some that will go away, but you've really got to work through that. Again, John, like you said, it doesn't have to be a line item budget, but there are some big things that you want to be sure that you check the right boxes on those.
Yeah.
Want more content like this delivered to your inbox weekly? Visit fastest4.com to learn more.